Brandon Parsons.
Welcome back inside Circle Tap Bar and Grill here in Denmark, Wisconsin, as we get set for our game number 2 of our scheduled 4 quadruple header. Kyle Smith joined in the broadcast booth by Dave Weldon, a familiar face to the fastball game here at the ISC. Just 20 minutes behind schedule, so really and truly not too bad.
Not too bad from the other fields.
Yeah, I heard they're about 45 minutes behind, and leadoff single for the Irma Tigers. Brandon Parsons gets his night started.
Number 24.
It's
Larson.
Brandon Parsons, Brett Larson, 1-2 in the order. Taylor Shibata, who will bat third. Evan Norman bats fourth. Tyson Susi, Justin Leskowski, and Nick Patrick, followed by Justin Gainey and Kyle Parsons, rounds out the Irma Tigers lineup as that one comes across for a corner to the outside. Defensively for the New York Gremlins, it's Matthew Waugh, Benny Noka, Zenon Winters left to right across the outfield. Abri and Ramaki, Brian and Jerome at third and short. Ladislav Malarchuk will play at second. Matt Palazzo, the wily veteran, will play at first. Nick Mullins behind the plate, and hard-throwing Andrew Kirkpatrick on the mound as that one gets fouled off. Actually, Palazzo going to join us in the booth at some point this week, get a game in with us. Thanks to Dave Weldon for stepping in and filling in as Blair Setford back on coaching duty right now.
You're welcome. I was going to be here anyway, so
Yeah.
might as well
Put you to work.
Right?
That one lifted out to center, overstrides Matthew Waugh, who takes over and makes the grab. Yeah, it's hard to see around the corner.
Right. Another piece of glass right here would be perfect.
We'll just cut a hole. We'll get the host on it. So Taylor Shibata now at the plate. And called strike to the corner. This Irma Tigers team from Irma, Alberta, Canada. Straight down across the border and a little bit to the left, if you will. Gremlins had a nice, easy start to the World Tournament yesterday with a big win. Irma picked up a win in their first game yesterday. Sets up today's matchup. And a swing and a miss by Shibata. Taylor not long from the junior game in Canada. Probably about 2 years removed. 3 years removed, actually. I think 2016 was his last year. And called strike 3. He's caught looking.
Look back at the home plate umpire on that one.
Right fielder.
Probably had a nice
Number
little
8,
chat to
Evan
say to him.
Norman.
8-2 win for Irma in their opener. New York Gremlins picked up a 10-0 win. And that one was just a methodical win. Was close for the first couple. Then put it on. Evan Norman at the plate. He takes for a ball. Kirkpatrick looks in and finds where he missed. And there's a strike to the corner. Brought it back that slice and a half and gets rewarded. Off and running. Throw. There's a laser from Nick Mullins. I'd say that's one of his improved games, is the throw from behind home plate.
I think Rymacki had the ball and the guy was just starting a slide.
So, leave Norman at the plate. We'll come back with the bottom half of the inning on the ISC Network.
This is a pretty good lineup right here.
Away we go to the bottom half of the first as Dave points out the obvious. That would fall into one of those, thank you, Captain Obvious. His comment as we come back on air is this is a pretty good lineup for the New York Gremlins, and yeah, I'd have to agree. Lot of depth. When you look at guys coming off the bench, you got Jenner Christensen and Campbell Inoka, and a guy like Var Matosian, that heavy hard hitter.
Oh, yeah. He's fantastic.
Matthew Wall lead things off. Jerome Remeke bats second. Ben Inoka will bat third. Andrew Kirkpatrick, the pitcher, will bat fourth. Zenon Winters in from Indonesia bats fifth. Matt Palazzo in the sixth hole. Ladislav Marlarzuk bats seventh. Brian Avery in the eighth spot. And Nick Mullins rounds out the order for Greg Leather and company. Fouled it off on the first pitch. Kyle Parsons, Brandon Parsons, and Evan Norman around on the outfield left to right. Justin Gainey at third base. Justin Laskowski is at second. Taylor Shubata is the second baseman. Tyson Susie at first. Brett Larson behind the plate. And Steven Normand on the mound. Rise ball misses. Hard throw, and Normand kind of a mix of young and old, if you will, on this Alberta team.
And pull that one.
Varm swimming down at first, trying to get out of the way. Matthew, his first game here at the World Tournament, had the day off yesterday. Little maintenance day, if you will.
I think Varm is too close. He needs to back up a little bit.
Give himself just an extra second.
Change up.
Waugh lifts that up on the left side. And under it is Parsons for the first out.
Shortstop, number 6, Jerome Rainbaki.
There's Reese Casely, the Gremlins bat boy this week. Out to grab the bats from the boys. Was talking to Reese yesterday. He was excited to be back and around the game. But he said himself, strictly just the bat boy.
I'm sure there's a little temptation.
I'm sure probably as we get going. He never really said he had the itch or anything. He just was in for the Hall of Fame and the ISC World Tournament. So,
Because he's only in the game, 3 years? 4 years?
Yeah, so 3 years I want to say, because I don't think he's eligible yet for the Hall of Fame.
Well, that'll happen.
Oh, in due time. In due time. I don't think there was many that hit bigger home runs some nights than Casely. Got up after the rise ball does Remeke, and he comes up empty. You know, this is another tale of similar to what we saw with Hill United, Dave, where, for the Irma Tigers, an ISC 2 championship last year, would like to improve on that, come up against a staunch opponent in the Gremlins. And, you look at Ostrander, they kept Hill down to 2 runs, 4 hits, and Norman looks to do just that.
Yeah, so far, of course, it's early in the game still. But, anything positive. They're staying in the ones this year.
Yep.
With ball 4, Raimecki trots down to first, but I think everybody wants to stay in the ones. So accomplishment.
Number 89.
Got to build on something. So
yeah, take the good efforts from last year where you win that title and you build and grow and this is all really part of them getting ready for Senior Men's Canadians, which are in Alberta up in Grand Prairie. But it's all part of the process, right? As a young developing team, all part of those steps. Shubatak almost got caught cheating with Remeke, that hard bluff, but he peeled back and stabbed one.
yeah, that's a buy, and that's an easy triple. That's going right to the
Pitcher, number 23, Andrew Kirkpatrick.
And up in the first inning, Irma Tigers get Mark Powers down loosening. And a strike called, the opener to Kirkpatrick.
Looked like a changeup right there.
Picked it. Young Taylor. Obi-Wan in the background. Andrew gets into that one. That's a high, deep, goodbye home run for Andrew Kirkpatrick. Gets a 2-0 lead.
And he did have the nice bat flip.
So a quick 2-0 lead here in the first inning.
Right fielder, number 53, Zenon Winters.
And Zenon Winters now at the plate. Randy McLam waiting for everybody to pile back into the dugout for the Gremlins. That one middle cut for Andrew, and he made no mistake.
Right. I think he just left that flat rise ball is what. And flat rise balls do go a long way.
Norman off the corner. Winters takes. Zenon Winters, one of the elder statesmen here for the Gremlins. All the way back mid-2000s playing with the farm. And Zenon gets into that one on the left side. That's going to tail and hook. Parsons over. That falls in for a base hit. And Zenon digging for 3. He's standing there with a 2-out triple. The way Parsons went into the corner, you can't quite see that deep corner. The way Parsons went in there, I thought maybe he had a beat on it.
And I couldn't see, so I was just watching Zenon. He was just jogging to first, thinking he's out. Or
Routine fly.
It's out.
Yeah.
Matt Palazzo.
I don't think it had quite the height. It's 16 feet high on the fences. As Norman comes back with it. Every time I say that, I want to say 16 feet high steel cage like back in wrestling.
Right. And one thing we'll not see is, Taylor talked about earlier, is no one's going to be running and diving over the fence this week.
Yeah.
For balls.
Stroke down the line and foul. Palazzo yanked that on the right side.
Right field has a nice slope down.
Yeah.
And
Down into that corner.
Down right into the corner. So anything that goes there, it's going to roll right to the corner and stay there.
So those guys getting loose down there will have to get up out of the way. Norman off the plate for ball 2, 2-1.
Everything to the lefties is down and away. I mean, it comes up and in on the rises, but everything else is down and away.
Comes inside, catches the plate for strike 2, 2-2.
Always happens.
It's almost like what you're talking about, right? Comes inside with a dipper. Norman, rise ball up and in. Palazzo gets that up in the air, and under it is Shibata for the 3rd out of the inning, but Andrew Kirkpatrick puts 2 runs up on the board. Gives us a 2-0 lead. After 1, we'll come back with more on the ISC Network. up.
That's good. They all stay together.
Top half of the second here. Kirkpatrick misses for a ball.
That was a nice pitch right there. Well, Randy's known to have a tight strike zone behind the dish.
Off the corner for ball 2. So, Obi-Wan, you picked one earlier on Norman. Do you have the pick on Kirkpatrick just yet?
I do not yet.
Obi-Wan, if you're not familiar, is Dave's son, Taylor. We've known Taylor since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. And young Taylor is grown up and, what are you now, 21? 22. There's a good rise from Andrew.
He was originally started out as a bat boy for the California A's.
Yep.
And uniform.
Calais or Lumber Kings?
No, Calais.
Calais.
You never went with the Lumber Kings.
That one gets lifted
He
up
started
and out of play.
Going with this when we became the Calais.
Okay.
He ended up being a bat boy.
So that was after the Lumber King
After
days,
Lumber
after
Kings,
the
2
two
years after.
twos championship.
Yep. So Taylor started in 2010.
Midland.
Yes.
And a bouncer foul.
So he pitches now, and he got to see Witten, Mata.
Some of the good ones.
Yeah.
Sitting on the bench, listen to Jason Porto.
Yes.
Though Porto was generally out in the outfield.
Yes, he was. Yeah, outfield
And down on strikes, Norman looking.
and then coaching the last
First baseman, number 14.
2 or 3 years.
Yes.
Being the head coach at that time. But he gets a bad rap, but he is a really smart softball player.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he could talk, and all of a sudden he still knows what's going on. He still doesn't look like he's paying attention. He's really paying attention, so he knows. He knows what the guy's doing out. He knows who's coming up.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Tyson Susie at the plate. Susie reaches out, drops that into the corner. He's going to get into second, and he'll stand up with a double. Just reach out and touch one, does Tyson Susie.
Yeah, he just poked at it. Just
Flick of the wrist, let the pitcher provide the power, right?
exactly what happened.
Shortstop, number 7, Justin Laskowski.
We had that last night in the Argentina game against Bear Bottom, where Michael Holobratic on the mound, hard throwing young kid, and one of the Argentinians, he got into it, but it wasn't a hard swing. It was just a nice level swing, and it got out of the park.
That happens. I mean, with these bats these days.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't have to.
Anybody
just
can hit a
barrel it
home
up.
run.
Exactly.
Anybody can hit a home run
Barrel it up.
anymore.
Well, except for Taylor.
No, I bet even he could if he ran into one. Blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
You did come close a couple years ago. Took it to the fence.
Warning track power. Do a
Didn't
couple
pay-
more chin-ups.
Didn't pay his PG&E bill. A little short on power.
Fouled off. Laskowski, another young Irma Tiger, but actually from the Saskatchewan area. Would have just come off a junior Canadian tournament. Rise ball fouls that off. The game inside the game, when you get thinking about things like for Irma Tigers, I mean, facing a guy like Andrew Kirkpatrick is such a great learning opportunity. Seeing great pitching, seeing great pitches, just makes them better.
Makes it better, and they're just not probably used to seeing that velocity at all time you play.
Yeah.
So you do have to adjust to it. So they're being a little patient. They're not swinging at everything.
2-2 count. Inside, called, strike 3, and Laskowski kind of had that same look that Shibata had. 2 down.
Designated player, number 33, Nick Patrick.
But that was the same pitch too. I mean, one's a lefty, one's a righty.
Yeah.
But it was up and into one and up and away to the other. But so they could adjust, knowing that Randy is actually calling that pitch a strike. So as he stays consistent, the kids, I think they're all young, could adjust.
Yeah.
Easier said than done when Kirkpatrick is on the mound, though, right?
Yeah.
It's easier for me to say up here.
No, for sure.
I'm always a better coach in the stands.
That's a different perspective, right? See it from a different angle. And lift it up, foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strike. That one probably found the swamp, maybe. Actually, I heard it hit the cage behind us, so we'll keep that one in.
There's not a lot of swing and misses by this Irma team so far either.
No, and they're right on it, too. Like, they're not lagging behind as that high hopper. Andrew just, little jump, grabs it. I guess that's the advantage of being 6'10".
6'6", right?
So a 1-3 put out ends the inning. Leave one man on. We'll come back with the bottom half of the second on the ISC network. Back to the action here as that one comes across for strike one. Malarjuk thinking of maybe dropping a slap down.
On a changeup.
Lift up and over. Under it is Kyle Parsons for the first out.
You were talking about on that rise ball.
Third baseman, number
did it up a lot.
Brian Avery.
Hey,
That's a fine.
hey, that's Sanford and Son. Dave Parker.
Dave's phone. Taylor speaking. How may I direct your call?
It's my receptionist.
Avery. That's on a charge. That's going to go off the wall. 14 feet high, and into second goes Brian Avery.
That's a home run in any other field.
I agree, and, talking to Darren Derricks on Saturday night when we had him on, they put the 16-foot high fence actually just recently because it is a shorter porch here in Circle Tap. It's not like 260. It's like 251. So they want to make it a little bit more even for the pitchers. So that's why they added the extra 8 feet. Like in the summertime, it actually still would have been a home run at the Boys of Summer.
Oh,
They did-
it's the Boys of Summer.
They put it up after that. Yeah, just recently they put that on.
So yeah, we were talking. I think first night here, you're gonna have to hit a ball at 270 to
Yeah.
actually get a home run.
Yeah.
So you're not hitting the 252 home runs this year. Line drives that just barely skim over the top of the.
No, you're getting a home run.
If you're getting a home run, you deserve a home run.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. So Nick Mullins at the plate. Called for strike one. Norman looks a little bit more comfortable here this inning.
he's actually got ahead of all 3 hitters so far this inning too, which
Makes a whole lot of difference.
there's that rise ball we talked about. It's
And,
up above the eyes.
yeah, and that's the thing. We talked about it off the air, right? Andrew Kirkpatrick kind of starts his sternum height, whereas Stevens is a little bit higher, so it's not as enticing. But like you said, a free-swinging team like the Gremlins, they're going to get up after it. That one comes into the corner for strike 2. Mullins, the 9-hitter here for the Gremlins. There's that rise ball we talked about and fouled it off.
Which is about chin level. That rise ball was
Yep.
about chin level.
When he made contact,
Yeah.
that one was.
It's not a strike, but the Gremlins are a free swinging team, so they're going hacking.
Hopper up the middle, out to center field. Avery getting the wave around, and he'll come in to score standing with no play. So an RBI single for Nick Mullins.
Who looks really good now.
Trimmed down.
I almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we first saw him, I went, wait, there's Nick.
Pitching change coming up here for Irma Tigers, so we'll take a break, come back with that and more on the ISC Network.
Update.
Top of the order here for the Gremlins, and on in to pitch is Mark Power.
This guy looks like Darren Strang.
A little bit, right? Actually kind of has the same delivery as Darren. Just straightforward. He's a little trimmer than Darren.
Hopefully Darren's not listening to that comment.
No, I hope he is. He hasn't sent me a message in a while, so we're due to talk. Throw down to first. Back in time, though, is Mullins. Update from down at the Denmark Diamonds downtown. Coburg Dirt Road Company up 6-5 over 3 cheers in a slugfest just in the bottom of the second inning. Matthew fouls that off.
And Wah is losing to Pueblo.
Oh, that game's done.
Yeah, and
It just
Waz-
hasn't finalized.
And Wah's from California.
Yeah.
Tater's actually thrown for them a couple tournaments.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They're a native team out of like Colton down Los Angeles.
Okay.
First time here.
Jumped out to a lead last night and then ended up coming up on the short end, but
I did talk to them. They said they had one bad inning. They gave them like
Yeah.
6 runs for Ostrander.
yep. That's what Blair was saying. Blair was there just before their game, and he said, yeah, it was just one inning.
But that can do it.
Fouled off. There's possibly an upset in the making. AWP Lumberjacks up 4-1 on Bear Bottom.
Loser plays Rio Grande.
I'm surprised you're not there scouting. 2-2 count here to Matthew Waugh. Varm took your advice, Dave, and took a few extra steps back.
Hiding behind the photographer.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get a pitch hitting at bat. You know, he's the pinch hitting machine.
He might. 3-2. I think he's just trying to stay out of the camera so we don't ever repeat last year chasing that duck around in the finals. Varm was up yesterday in the broadcast booth, and we were reminiscing.
I'm sure
3-2 pitch. Off and running. Thought I heard maybe a dead ball, and everybody kind of looked around, but still in play, and into score comes Mullins. Shibata got caught cheating a little bit. I think, though, that would have found its way out.
Yeah, because I think Mullins was running on the pitch.
Yeah.
Shortstop, number
And
6, Jerome Raymaki.
Howard, I think he just let that change up belt high right there, and you can't do that to caliber of team like the Gremlins. It looks like two different pitchers, Norman and Powers. Norman went up, Powers going down.
So 4-0 now in favor of the Gremlins. As Mark Power comes set. Misses for a ball. Yeah, predominantly down here from Power. Can't say you blame him. Keep the ball down and you're not likely to get hurt too much.
That's correct. Rise balls go a long way.
Especially those flat ones we talked about.
Yeah.
Misses again, 2-0.
Down and away. And he was away to Matthew also. He just left the changeup down the middle, and he just poked his bat out.
Yeah.
I think kind of fooled him on the changeup. He just poked his bat and still hit it.
Two-0 count. In the dirt, ball 3. Power takes an extra step in front of the mound and looks up to compose himself.
Looked a little frustrated.
Yeah,
Looked a little frustrated.
yeah. I'm sure not throwing how he wants to, and maybe just thinking in his head doesn't want to give anything up, right? And sometimes you just have to pitch like you normally do and live and die by it. Rise ball misses.
And when you have hitters like Ramaki and Inokas and all these guys on this team, you nibble, but they're good enough. Okay, that's a strike. They know that
Center fielder,
pitcher's
number
usually going to make a
89,
mistake.
Ben
Yeah.
Inoka.
And they're usually good enough. They're going to hit that mistake.
They'll wait, right? They will absolutely wait for you.
Patience.
That's 2 walks for Jerome Remicky. I don't even know if he's offered a swing yet in his 2 plate appearances. So Benny Noka now at the plate. He had a hard line out to Shibata back in the first and takes for a strike.
There's that patience.
Yeah.
Little out.
Swing and a miss. Down and away. 0-2. Jerome being vocal out at first base, something you don't normally hear. Encouraging Benny to focus in Misses, not by much.
But that was a really good 0-2 pitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
coming right after him there.
yeah,
Not messing around, nothing down, just right at.
just a little out, but it was close enough. It could
Could
have
have been.
that.
Yep. And could have got the umpire to give it to you.
Not with Randy.
1-2, right on the plate, called strike 3. Inoka caught leaning across the plate. 2 down in the inning.
I think he was just fooled. On that.
I think he was thinking. I think he was looking for a drop, and it kind of come up and in a little bit.
Pitcher,
Yeah.
number 23, Andrew Kirkpatrick.
And he was just fooled, and he was done. There's nothing you can do.
So Kirkpatrick at the plate with 2 out, had a home run back in the first inning. Outside, down and away, and can't say you blame him. Andrew's got such long arms that he can get out and get it, but he's positioned on the perpendicular back line, foot on the back line facing the pitcher. But he has got such plate coverage. And a hard shot. Knocked down by a diving Shibata. Waugh comes around to score as it scampered out into center. Remeke over to third, and Kirkpatrick has another RBI.
And exactly what you're talking about. Down and away. He's right back up the
Right
middle.
fielder, number 53, Zenon Winter.
Just takes what he gets you.
Yeah.
So put runners on the corner now. Zenon Winters at the plate.
Pretty impressive what he can do. Hit and pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
And hit and pitch as good as what he does.
Great.
Skips away that one. Here comes Remeke. It gets away from Larson. So a wild pitch will bring in our 6th run.
Yeah, he's walking back. He is really frustrated. Of course, I mean, you can't blame him. You know who you're playing. You know the guys.
For sure.
So,
These are names you've heard in the circles of fast pitch softball for many years. You know, like, and not saying they're like old and over the hill, but like Zenon Winters has been playing since the early 2000s with the farm. Andrew Kirkpatrick, I mean, County Materials, Broken Bow. Like, I mean, Andrew's been there, done that.
and they have world championships.
Oh. Let alone being the defending world champ.
And they know that.
Yeah.
So we actually have the defending ISC 2
Yeah,
world champions, actually.
we do. Winters. That one took a bounce and a line and down into the corner. Zenon digging around to third, and he's got a pair of triples, throw off line, and he's going to come in to score.
And just went, again, we talked about down the line. You stayed on the line and start curving right into that corner. I'm not
So
sure
a
where the
triple
throw
and an
was-
air.
Not sure where the throw was going. I think he's going to throw it to
First
second
baseman,
base.
Number 4,
Yeah, you knew that was going to be a triple.
It was offline. But, I mean, when he hit that, that bounced right at the edge of the box, up and over and down into the corner, and then it sloped, like you said, kicked to the left and rattled around, and Zenon was looking 3 all the way, and then with the throw-off line, gets in to score.
Coasted in.
And now Matt Palazzo comes to the plate. Misses for a ball. 2-0. 8-0 now in favor of the New York Gremlins.
He's getting behind 2-0,
Yeah.
3-1, and he has to come in.
And that's where they're going to make you pay, right? Because that's the patience that pays off. There's one that, you know, in a game that Irma usually plays in against a team like Irma, they probably chase. Palazzo just shakes his head at it and says, no, that's too far outside. Rise ball misses for ball 4. So 10 men come to the plate here in Ladislav Malarchuk. He flew out to start the inning.
24, Ladislav Malarchuk.
But like we said, you come out of this all that much better if you're the Irma Tigers, right? You know, as much as it stings and hurts, as that one skips away, Palazzo not going, you learn a lot more in my eyes from a loss than you do a win sometimes. And these are the things that make you a better ball team.
But being a competitor, I know you want to win.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though you're losing the score, and that's going to happen. I mean, they're going to come out knowing what they need to do against teams like this, hitters like this. They know they just can't go if you're going to, in the twos last year, you could have guys swinging and missing on some of those close pitches with, like we said earlier, these guys.
Third baseman,
They
number
sit,
33.
and not only the
Ryan
Gremlins,
Avery.
a lot of the top teams.
Yep,
a lot of
absolutely.
hitters just sit and be patient.
I mean, you look up and down this lineup. I mean, they're all national team players, right?
Correct.
And there's a reason they're there. And, I mean, right there, Malarchuk just takes a pitch on the inside half, pulls it, and goes out to right field. And they're peppering the 3.5 hole, if you will. But, I mean, that's the difference, right? When you go up, there's no breaks in this lineup. And there's no breaks in a lot of these top teams' lineups. And you just have to work away. But, I mean, the other thing is you can't give those extra outs, right? And you had a walk somewhere in this inning. You had a couple walks. Those don't help along the way.
And then one base hit, instead of being base hit, all of a sudden now you 2-run score. And you get behind in here and it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when.
And then the snowball starts rolling.
And sometimes you just can't stop it.
Yeah. So power 2-1 count. Offers outside ball 3. 3-1 as Brian Avery at the plate. Avery had a double this inning and scored. Long swing and a miss from Avery. Runs it full at 3-2, so Malarchuk will be off and running. Avery, bouncer up the middle, caught, knocked down. Nice play by Justin Laskowski to get that. Keeps Malarchuk at second. I thought that was out and through, but then the glove comes down on top. Palazzo in to score.
Catcher number 3, Nick Mullins.
And Nick Mullins comes to the plate. He had an RBI single earlier on. Misses ball 1.
When he's missing that down and in or down and away. He's missing the same spot.
Almost carbon copies of themselves.
Right.
Lined and caught by Gainey at third will end the inning.
At the end of 2 complete, 9-0.
9-0 in favor of the Gremlins. We'll head to a break, come back with more on the ISC Network. Opener misses from Kirkpatrick as the game's gone final over at Denmark Diamond number 1. AWP Lumberjacks pull an upset over Bare Bottom Lodge. Bare Bottom Lodge, the 5-rank team here in the tournament, coming into the tournament. So that was the first, I'd say, big upset of the tournament, if you will.
Yes, especially being the top 5, and the AWP Lumberjacks, are they a new team or just a new name?
I think a new team. I'll have to bring up their roster.
Yeah, they had 2 upsets.
They're a new team, but actually, now that we get talking about them, Juan Castro, Martin Gonzalez, Cisco Sabate, Daniel Allstat, and that one, little hopper. Andrew over and grabs it, flips on to first in time, takes care of Justin Gainey, 1-3.
So AWP not only beat the number 5 ranked team, they beat the number 11 ranked team on opening night.
Yeah.
Left fielder, number 39, Kyle Parsons.
Edwin Linares. They're making a name for themselves, that's for sure. Bouncer. Look at that play, but one of those $1 million plays and a 10-cent throw. Such soft hands by Malarchuk, yeah.
Really quick release.
Almost in one motion. Got rid of it.
Center fielder, number 11, Brandon Parsons.
And on the plate for a strike.
And Irma has another gentleman warming up down the line. Looks like Nick Patrick's actually warming up.
And a swing and a miss after that rise ball.
Who's the DP in this game?
Inside, misses.
Kirkpatrick gives umpire no extra look before he turns back around to go to the rubber.
Parsons swings and misses. Down on strikes. Brett Larson now will come to the plate.
Catcher, number 24, Brett Larson.
Popped up and out of play.
He throws that rise ball just up enough and into these lefties who just aren't getting around on and just fouling it off.
Comes inside right under the elbow and takes for a ball.
Again, they are making contact. They're not swinging missing.
That one goes off the foot, and I'll guarantee that doesn't feel good. Right off the top of the toe. Well, the battle back and forth is Three Cheers Pub have taken the lead in the bottom of the third, 8-6 over top of Coburg Dirt Road.
In the third?
In the bottom of the third, yep. Off the corner, misses. Catch up on some scores from earlier on today. Pueblo Bandits 8-4 win over top of Wyerton Nationals. Coburg defeated AHI Reapers from Appleton 4-3 as Larson goes down on strikes looking. Will send us to the bottom half of the third. And we'll keep going here as we'll come back with more. bet they don't even do that. I bet. Throw it 70%.
Right. So somebody gets on base.
Nick Patrick comes to the plate for the Irma Tigers on the mound. So they've gone down to 9. Campbell Inoka comes to the plate. And this just shows the depth for the New York Gremlins. You go from national team player to another national team player in Campbell Inoka. Jenner Christensen is in the on-deck circle.
National team player.
And Carl Golan, former national team player for New Zealand. Campbell strokes one out to center field, so he keeps this hit parade going.
Now batting for the
Patrick,
Gremlins,
does,
number
like
1,
you said, does have
Jenner
decent velocity
Christensen.
right here.
Yeah, hard throwing young guy from the Saskatchewan area. Swing and a miss. Good lift from Patrick. Back in 2016, he was playing in the Junior Canadians U19 in Tavistock, and he was dealing then and fouled off.
The difference between him so far I've seen in the first pitch Norman is his rise ball is like Kirkpatrick's, a little lower. So,
A little more incentive to swing at.
yeah, I think Gremlins will go swinging at that pitch.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Christensen down on strikes.
Now batting for the Gremlins, number 21, Carl Golan.
So Carl Golan comes on to pinch hit for Benny Noka. Thank you, sir. Right on to the corner for call to strike.
So I did what the coach asked him, just come in and just those strikes.
Fill it up.
See how far they can hit it.
Get them swinging. And misses for a ball. Lineups are in for the next one here on the ISC network. That'll be our 6 o'clock game. Ashland A's will play the Circle Tap Dukes. Dukes, the home team. Pitching matchup there is Eric Urbaneja versus Daniel Chapman, the young Kiwi hard thrower. Just kind of quickly looking at that lineup. Same lineup as the other night for Circle Tap as well. I see them out getting loose over at the tent in right center. Golan, swing and a miss. Down on strikes, Carl goes. And Varm Matosian trying to get the bat donut off, and it's not. There we go. Attaboy, Varmy.
I called it the pitch hitting machine.
That's going to go down in lower.
For the Gremlins, number 25, Matisian.
Varm on to pinch hit for Ender Kirkpatrick.
Warm is actually a catcher.
Swing and a miss. Fouled it off. Glad to help.
Rise ball, rise ball.
Now you throw a changeup. He swung hard twice and screw him into the ground.
Or you throw the rise ball a little higher. Change up. No, you might catch up to his bat.
Yeah.
Don't give him a chance.
Patrick, 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Came again with the hard stuff. Oh, that one got Larson right in the midsection, and Larson going old school, rocking no chest protector.
You don't see that much very much anymore these days with catchers. Randy taking his time to give the catcher some
Extra
He's
minutes.
already squatting. Let's go. Until tomorrow.
Yeah.
He sees the bruise.
Skip that one into the dirt after you take one in the midsection. 1-2 count.
Palazzo's coaching first base now.
Patrick. Varm lifts that out. Foul on the right side.
You might be right. Change it may get him.
I'm telling you. Varm's dialed up right now. He's seen hard. Up and down. I think now would be a good time to throw one out. 1-2 pitch. Drop ball, swing and a miss, down on strikes. Nick Patrick comes in and after a leadoff single, sets him down in order with 3 strikeouts. We'll come back with the top half of the fourth on the ISC network. Juan Policio on in relief for Andrew Kirkpatrick. Taylor Shubata will be the first one to greet him. So Andrew gets some work in today. And misses for a ball. I mean, as much as, when you think about things like this, you always want to have your number one get his work in. But at the same time, you got to get the guys that may need to pitch later on in the week, if that opportunity presented itself, you got to get them some innings so that they've got a little bit of work.
Yeah, and if the Gremlins win, do they have tomorrow off? Or do they play tomorrow and have Wednesday off?
Yeah, they'll play tomorrow, and then they'll get the day off on Wednesday.
Okay, so it'd be a rest day for Andrew anyway, so.
And Shibata gets after that, lifts it up at a play.
This Irma team, they do go hacking. I mean,
free swing and hard hitting.
I don't think the velocity is.
It's not throwing them.
Yeah.
I think some of it might be that's a walk to Shibata. I think what some of it might be, though, Dave, is I think maybe just some of that extra movement that they might see here
Evan
just
Norman.
at this level. But yeah, I mean, no, they are not intimidated by the speed by any means.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick, he does move the ball, so not to throw it, but movement's
Yeah.
everything.
Evan
course,
Norman
yeah.
takes for a strike.
Movement and velocity.
And you can hit, and you're that good. Yeah, it's quite the package. Swing and a miss. Took a little bit off, did Podolicio. Six, 4, 3. Call it 2. Nice turn up the middle by Christensen and Malarchuk.
And for a team like this, they see the velocity. So tomorrow when they
First
play,
baseman, number 14, Tyson
hey, we've
Susie.
already seen this. So they might not get, you might see another pitcher not at the level, or the ball doesn't move.
Yeah.
And just velocity. These guys they see pitching, or the more you see it, the easier it is to hit velocity wise. Some of these hitters, just like in baseball, guys are hitting 97, 98 now because they see it all the time.
Yep.
So these closers now need what? They need to have more than just a fastball. You got to have
Cutter.
speed pitch or
Yep.
curveball or something just to keep them off balance.
Yep. No, absolutely. Rise ball. Susie goes around on it. There's the trademark Juan Podolicio rise ball that just jumps out of the zone. Swing and a miss by Susie, but right with it.
One just throwing it, say hit it.
Yep. Here it is.
You hit
Just
it,
the
good for
number
you.
1. Yep. Got a hold of it. Diving. What a play by Christensen. Keeps it in his glove. Backhand roll around. Dislocate your shoulder somehow. And keep it in the glove. I think Jenner's got a little extra stickum there.
It's in his hair.
By the shortstop.
Takes one away from Tyson Susie. Ends the inning. Sends us to the bottom of the 4th on the ISC network. So Zenon Winters comes to the plate here for the Gremlins in the bottom half of the 4th. That one misses at the plate. They turned the lights on here in Circle Tap about a couple innings ago because it was starting to get a little dark with the cloud cover, and now the clouds are breaking up and the sun's poking out. It's getting a little brighter.
And lights aren't going to take effect for anything, but
Zenon takes for ball 3, 3-0.
think he's swinging. If he gets it.
I'll say he takes. 3-0. Strike one.
That wasn't his pitch. That's why he took.
Should have bet a beer on that.
Stipulated if he gets his pitch, he's swinging.
3-1 count. Foul that off. 3-2.
I haven't seen so far this tournament how the players get back in the box, kind of like cheat. It's not happening a lot.
No, they're right on the line.
Yeah, you start slowly cheating back.
And in the dirt. So the interesting thing to that comment would be, let's see what happens, say, tomorrow night in the late games when we start to get some of those top teams starting to play each other. And then let's see if we start creeping our way back and getting out of the box.
You know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
No, exactly. That's why guys try to get those extra steps when you're stealing a bag. 6-4. They'll be happy with the one on Zen and Winters. Little slow roller from Palazzo. Ladislav Malarchuk will come to the plate.
Number 24, Ladislav Malarchuk.
He's got 2 at-bats, both in the second inning. Single and a flyout. Swing and a miss on a rise ball from Patrick. I think, watching out here, I think Patrick's been the best one for Irma today.
Yes, by far.
Just looks a little bit more comfortable than the other two have been all day.
Yeah, Powers, he's got frustrated. And then
couldn't shake it.
Right, and after that, he's done. But this kid just getting up there and just throwing it.
Little check swing, roller. Not going to get the speedy Malarchuk. So infield single. We'll bring Brian Avery to the plate.
Of course, it helps too with his velocity.
Third baseman number
A lot harder than the
33,
other two.
Brian
Yeah.
Avery.
So, I mean, you can throw it by. I mean, you could, but not gonna throw by these
It's
guys
hard.
Too much.
Yep. Right to the screen. Swing. Didn't go, or did he?
They're not even asking.
Scoreboard doesn't even know what we called. One ball. I would have appealed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Handcuffed Larson on that pitch. So he'll call time to talk with Nick
He
Patrick.
caught it with his hand almost.
He's shaking his
Yeah,
bare hand,
yeah.
isn't he?
Phil Collins.
They cut your drum solo off.
No, I was rocking Phil Collins.
Back to work. 2-0 count. Called for a strike. 2-1.
I think Avery was a little fooled on that. How he flinched on that. I think
Just had a little knee
something
buckler.
else. Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Avery getting up after that rise ball. Comes up empty. Fans starting to file in for the evening sessions. 5:30 local time here.
Found it for circle tap.
Misses for a ball. Work done for the day, so come on out to the ballpark. Three-two count. Runners on first and second. Swing and a miss. Avery comes up empty on that rise. 2 down in the
Pitcher,
inning.
number 3.
Except for that second
Mullins.
inning, this is a decent ball game. Except for just that.
Yep.
Put up 7 runs in the second.
Send 12 guys to the plate. 7 runs. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the first inning, I mean, that can happen to anybody.
Yeah. Home run, 2-run home run. Yeah.
And how often do we see it in games like this where it really is one inning? As Nick Mullins gets into that one, that's got a curl, that's got a hook to the wall. See ya! A 3-run shot for Nick Mullins walks this one off. And that will do the ball game by way of the run rule. 12-0.
And that's the ball game.
That ball just
12-0
carried.
Final. The Gremlins will move on.
Well, we talked about it. It just seems to have a bit of a, I don't know if there's a jet stream,
The Circle Tap Dukes.
but either way, it's just carrying out, and that does the ball game. But I mean, we were just saying, like 7 runs in the second inning, and that was the tail of the tape, really. I mean, that it happens.
And Irma should not hold her heads.
No.
Should not at all.
No, I mean, you came into it. I think you got to know ahead of time that, you know, really and truly, you kind of know the outcome. You want to keep it respectable, and outside that second inning, you're a 5-0 ball game.
Right, and that's something.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, if these guys are young, the coach talks about, hey, guys, except for 1 inning, we're in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against the defending champions.
Nope,
So
for
have to
sure.
Hold her head out and just come back tomorrow and.
Get ready, and that's the biggest thing, right, is refocus. You use this as a tool, and you get ready for the next one. So, for my broadcast partner, Dave Weldon, thanks for joining in, buddy. It was awesome to have you back up here. Make sure you come by again this week.
Okay.
We'll get you back in for another one. Always nice to see Taylor. Good luck tomorrow, Taylor. We'll see you the rest of the week. For Joe Todd, Blair Setford, I'm Kyle Smith. We'll see you at 6 o'clock local, so about 24 minutes from now. So long.